That question. Joining me right now, Senator Marco Rubio. Thank you for joining us, sir. What's your immediate reaction to these airstrikes tonight?
The president made the right decision. Syria is a signatory to the Anti-Chemical Weapons Convention they signed in 2013. There was an agreement that they signed on to that the United States and Russia were supposed to enforce. Obviously, Russia has not only not enforced it, they've lied about it. And in addition to that, the United Nations Security Council. So that had to be enforced. And the second thing is there are hundreds of American troops in the region, and this guy's dropping sarin gas on people. If he's willing to do it against civilians, he might be doing it against our troops. So his ability to do that had to be diminished, and tonight it was.
You know, tonight Rand Paul is out saying that the president should have come to Congress. This was not an attack on the U.S., so he needed congressional approval to do this airstrike. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, that's not accurate. The president has the right to act as the commander-in-chief in the defense of our country. In fact, when there's an imminent threat, and I think the presence of sarin gas in the hands of a regime where you have hundreds of American troops in the region is justification. If he wants to declare war, and actually an all-out war with ground troops in an extended period of time, then he should seek a declaration of war. But that's not what this was tonight.
What do you think about the involvement with Russia? There were Russian troops apparently at that air base. The U.S. Did warn Russia, but Rex Tillerson tonight was very clear saying that they did not go to Russia and seek approval. Do you think there is going to be a backlash from Russia?
Well, just to be clear, they warned them through military channels, military to military. That's a common thing between militaries. Their objective was not to kill Russians. The objective was to destroy an airbase. If there were Russians at that airbase, the airbase that Assad uses to launch chemical weapons, well, then that just proves that the Russians not only knew that there were chemical weapons, but that they lied to the world about it.
Senator, what sort of information are you getting tonight about how successful this strike was? Are you hearing any reports of the damage or casualties?
Yeah, I think there's not much of an airbase right now, and I think I'm sure the Pentagon will release images if they have not done so already. When you launch 59 Tomahawk missiles, the United States military isn't going to miss. We've got the best in the world. And on top of that, this was not a large airbase, but it was significant enough for them to launch airstrikes with sarin gas. I don't think they're going to be flying out of there for a while.
You know, after a much larger chemical attack back in 2013, the president urged then-President Barack Obama not to take any action. Now this complete reversal. Do you think this was the time to act?
Yeah, it's a totally different circumstance. In 2013, there wasn't an agreement. They weren't even signatories to that agreement. The Russians weren't involved there yet. There was still a chance to topple Assad without airstrikes. And if you were going to conduct airstrikes, they had to have a clear military component. Kerry and them talked about a pinprick attack. This is different. This had a clear military objective, the destruction of an airbase, and that's what the president did tonight.
All right, Senator Marco Rubio, thank you for joining us.